Take two. Hey guys, Jess from Stark Skincare here. So I am attempting to do the sunscreen video once again because my first one didn't work, in case you didn't catch my drift there. Let me just kind of fix the camera because here I am being professional. This should be take three. Anyways, I'm going to be talking about sunscreen, and keep in mind that most of my knowledge of sunscreen really comes from someone who's obsessed with skin, but also like just not from a professional standpoint because I don't professionally make sunscreen. And yeah, so I don't feel like I could give you so much of an insider perspective on like what to look for. I mean, I can and I can't. I'm just trying to say that I don't make it, so I don't feel like it's something that I necessarily have like the best grasp on. But anyways, this will be a bit of a show and tell, and yeah, we'll just discuss sunscreen and how amazing it is, because it is the thing that will save your skin. That's it, like sunscreen. I wish that it was something that was easier for a company like Stark to release as a product, but it's not, because it really is like, I would prefer, if you do nothing with your skin and you're just watching this and you're not a skincare nerd of any kind or that interested in having a skincare routine, all I want you to do is wear sunscreen. That's it. Like if I had to choose one thing. So yeah, unfortunately, like I was saying, it's not an easy thing for a company like Stark to release because here in Canada and in the US, sunscreen is considered not a cosmetic but a drug, and so you have to go through extremely rigorous testing to release it on the market, and it's often extremely expensive to do. So it's not something that I'm going to be doing anytime soon, most likely, you know, until I hit the big time. The big time, that's what it is, SPF. So there's two kinds of SPF, as you probably know. There's chemical and there's physical. Now, if I had to choose one of the two, I would say that physical is much better. Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are the two, I think they're the only two physical sunscreens, besides covering up with like a scarf or a hat, which, don't forget, that's totally a sunscreen, and not to be discounted and not to be forgotten, because clothing and a hat and sunglasses are kind of the best way to be covering up from the sun and to go about life incognito. So zinc is awesome. Zinc is full spectrum UVA and UVB. So UVA is the aging, I think they're the short wave. I might have gotten this backwards, but UVA, I believe, is the short wave rays that cause aging, and then UVB is the long wave rays that cause burning. Or it's the other way around, but UVA is aging and UVB is burning. I just don't remember which one's short and long right now. Ghost hair, where are you? Sorry, guys. So, and titanium dioxide is only good with the UVA. Or is it B? I don't remember. See, like, I don't formulate with it, so I don't necessarily always remember. My trick is not to know everything about it, to choose brands that I trust and just give them my money and use their products. Like, really, I do, because I know that the most important thing is to protect your skin. And I know that stress and worry is nearly as bad as what the sun does to your skin. So instead of, you know, over-researching everything, knowing every single little nitty-gritty about sunscreen, I'm just like, you know what? Here are some brands that I trust. I've used things before. I'm not getting a burn. I'm staying in the shade. Like, I use common sense. And, you know, I don't worry about, like, the horrible things I've done to my skin in the past. And I just move on, you know? So, like, okay, I forgot which the short rays and the long. Who cares? You know? Like, meh. Meh. So, I also like physical sunscreens because zinc in particular, so it's the full spectrum one, but it's also really soothing, at least up to a certain point. Now I know for me, I have a weird reaction to zinc if I use too much. So if I have the right amount on, it's lovely. Sometimes I'm often too dark to actually be wearing zinc, but generally speaking, it's soothing on my skin. It feels really good. If I go and put a second layer of whatever that contains zinc, it hurts. So that's me. So unfortunately, that means for me, I can't reapply sunscreen if it's a physical one, unless it's like several hours later. But I can go and reapply my sunscreen if it's a chemical. So that's why I like to do both. And also just not bake in the sun. Like like if I'm going to the beach, I layer up on as much as I can. I sit under an umbrella most of the time and I just try not to get a burn. Although it has happened, of course, obviously it's happened. Something you might want to go and look up is Google the Fitzpatrick scale, and then you're gonna know what skin tone you have, and then you'll kind of understand what your natural sun protection is, because we all have our own natural sun protection, right? Obviously, like but it's different. So like if you're a very pale ginger, then you're going to be burning in like 5 minutes, and then I'm sort of like in the middle of the spectrum. I probably look paler on camera than I am in real life, but I sort of have olive, sort of like a medium to light, depending on the season, olive skin tones. So I tan very nicely, which unfortunately was the trap that I fell in often whenever I was younger, because I'm like, oh look, I'm tanning, I don't burn, so it's not doing any damage. But that's not true, because I do have sun damage now, which I don't know if you can see on my nose. I think the camera's just being really nice right now, but like I've got this like whoop that just happened like 2 years ago, that I got this like freckle on the end of my nose. There's like some discoloration on my nose here, and then over here there's some damage, and then my eyes actually even have sun damage, so I like have to wear sunglasses when I go outside. So yeah, so just because you have a darker skin, it doesn't mean that you are impervious to the sun's radiation. It just means that you're not going to burn easily, if at all, depending on how dark you are. But that doesn't mean that you can't get melanoma, and that it's not causing aging. So just be aware of that. So that's a good thing to know. Now, chemical, see, I can't remember now if I did this in this video or the past one, but let's talk a little bit about chemical versus physical. So physical is, I think, super awesome because you're getting full spectrum. It's very stable. It doesn't, because it's a mineral, the sun can't actually break it down and degrade the actual particles that are reflecting. That's how physical works. It's just like a mirror reflecting the sun off of your face, and the sun can't break down those particles, or very slowly, if at all. Whereas chemical, what happens is that it's these many different kinds of chemicals that absorb the sun's rays and then break it down. But eventually those chemicals are broken down by the sun and they degrade, and then they just don't work. That doesn't mean that physical is going to work all day long. It slides off your face. Usually physical sunscreens are oilier, they're greasier, they're heavier, and if you're sweating, they're just melting right off your face, which is a problem that I have because I've got a disgustingly sweaty head, and it just like melts. Gets in my eyes. Total mess. So for me, even though I do prefer physical, sometimes I just have to go with chemical, and I'm okay with that. So the way that I choose my chemical sunscreens is I just go for French pharmacy brands. I just prefer to put my trust in brands that I know have been around for a long time. They don't have anything, like, they have a lot to lose basically if they're not creating a good product. And you know, they're into the safety just as much as they're into the vanity of a sunscreen. So I know that it's full spectrum, and you just look on the bottle to make sure that it says UVA, UVB, full spectrum sunscreen. And I just go for something that has a really nice texture that I'm going to be wanting to wear. So French brands that I really like, you've probably heard me recommend La Roche-Posay quite a few times. Now, this is the Anthelios mineral, so it actually is a mineral one, and it's UVA, UVB and UVA, large, high protection, broad spectrum, ultra light. This one, it says it's actually just titanium dioxide, which I don't think that that's actually true. If it's broad spectrum, there's more than that in it. And anyways, I might not repurchase the mineral one. I might actually just try out the other one, like the Anthelios XL, I think it's called, is supposed to be a good one. Now, if you are in the US and you want to purchase this, you might be getting a different product than what I'm getting, because I think here in Canada, because our rules are different, we're getting the European version, and I think in the US you are not. I think. Maybe we're getting the US version too. I don't know. When it comes to French drugstore stuff, just go to France and buy it, or try to order from the EU, because you will be getting the actual European version of these products, and their rules are very different. Their SPFs aren't considered drugs as they are here, and in the US they're considered cosmetics, and so there's a lot. This doesn't sound like a good thing, but there's a lot more chemicals that are allowed in cosmetics, and I know that sounds like, why would someone in natural skincare be saying that that's a good thing? But I think it is because because they are allowed to go to market, there's more research, there's more money that can be there's more funding to be going into these products to be tested, to be used, to be you know, just like more data collected over the long term than it is here and in the US, where things are just like, nope, 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 just like being banned constantly, which is ironic, and it's sad, because so much gets through with the FDA and with Health Canada, but then it's like things that could be really helpful for us get banned. It's so much like bureaucracy when it comes to SPF. Like it's crazy. But that is one reason why I do like the European brands, is because it's like sun protection is so built into like their philosophy of aesthetics and beauty. Like if you just look at like the French philosophies behind skincare and beauty, is like they really, really, really highly believe in protecting your skin against the sun, and it's something that has been so worked into their skin philosophy for such a long time that like I don't know, I trust it. Like it's just something that I feel like they know like really like what's going on, and every product that I've used that's like French pharmacy I really like. So La Roche-Posay, I also really like Avène. This one's really nice. It's so gentle and soothing. And it's broad spectrum SPF 25. This is the Avène Hydrance Optimale Crème Hydratante. It's just not in English at all for sensitive skin. And it's got some titanium in it, but it's also octocrylene and octioxynate. I don't know, but it just feels like the lightest, nicest lotion. It doesn't burn my eyes. It doesn't feel like anything. It just feels nice, and I'll put it on, and that's what counts. And it's a little tube, so I can just carry it around in my purse, and you know, apply it whenever. So I like it. It's not one that I would wear to the beach. This is like walking around in the city, sort of out, you know, maybe during the peak hours. Yeah, but like not at the beach kind of thing, but in and out of shops and doing that kind of thing. And it just feels good. You can wear makeup over and under it very easily. So I really like that. So that's an example of a chemical that I like. Oh, another one. I'll just show you guys this one because I'm really excited about it. Whenever I was in Spain last year, I was looking for this, couldn't find it. missed getting it whenever we were in France, and I actually had my sister who lives in London send this over to me. It's Bioderma, which is a brand that I'm like weirdly obsessed with. They're not that good, but I just have this weird obsession with it. And this is the Hydra Bio Eau de Soin SPF 30. It's a moisturizing anti-UV mist. So it's literally like one of those waters that you just mist on. Doesn't burn my eyes, which is rare because everything burns my eyes. And it just feels really nice. And I don't know, I haven't really put it through the ringer yet, and I don't even want to look at what's in it. But if this works, it's nice. It's so easy to put on, doesn't feel like anything. It's like this can just go on top of other stuff just to like build it up. Like if you remember my other video, I said that you can't add SPFs. Like if you do 15 of one product and 15 of the other, that doesn't make a 30. 30, by the way, is what I recommend. That doesn't make 30. But what I do believe is taking on a multi-pronged approach. So I will put, okay, so for example, City Oil contains rice bran oil, and rice bran has a component in it which does actually have a pretty good SPF, but I'll never make any SPF claims for it, both legally and also because it hasn't been tested for SPF, but also because I don't want anyone to rely on that solely. It's almost like I sneak it in so you get extra SPF, but then you're also thinking about putting more SPF on. So then, you would put your physical on, and I do recommend so this brand of makeup I love. You guys are going to hear me talk more about Elate. They're Canadian. This stuff is a really light foundation, and it contains zinc and titanium dioxide. So then that would be, layer 2 of SPF for me. So I've got a little bit of my physical blockers. And then let's say I know that I'm going out for a walk, then I'm going to add another layer, and then usually for me at that point it's going to be a little bit of a chemical layer. So one that I just recently picked up, and I don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but I'm a sucker for this branding, is Sunbum. Oh my god, it's so cute. And this is going to be kind of my outdoor physical activity or whatever, because it's water resistant. It smells like a banana popsicle. Oh, it's like lurid, but like in a good way. Do you know what I mean? And so this I would add to my nose. Oh my god, I want to eat it, you guys. Probably do a little bit of this. I get all I burn like that. Here we go. So that would be like an extra layer. I just pinched myself. Oh wow, it's got a really interesting texture. So, I've got with City 4 layers of SPF on right now, and then I wear sunscreen, then I wear my sunglasses, and I'm in the market for a fetching hat right now. So that would be another layer, and then, staying in the shade as much as possible. So that's kind of my approach, it's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, sort of getting the benefits of different kinds of sunscreen, and then just being strategic as to how you use what. I wouldn't want to bathe in chemical sunscreen every single day, but if I'm going to the beach, yeah, you're damn right I'm going to be bathing in chemical sunscreen and also staying in the shade as much as I can. I don't like a lot of physical sunscreens that I've tried. I hate Badger, and Badger's always the one that's being recommended. I friggin' hate Badger. It looks horrible on my skin tone. It burns to me. It melts right off my sweaty head and straight into my eyes. It's a real mess for me. I hate it. And then another one that I do like is Green Beaver. It's a Canadian brand, and they used to, and I haven't seen it around for a while, but they used to have a facial SPF that contained raspberry seed oil, which also has its own SPF in it, and then I think it was zinc that they used, and that was a really nice one that didn't burn my eyes and skin. But I'd have to reapply that one pretty often. I think it was only an SPF 15, but it had a really nice light lotion texture, which I liked. Another good one that I've tried is Coola. I think they're kind of chemical and physical, which I can totally get behind, to be honest. Because the multi-pronged approach, I think, is just smart. And then I know that Mercedes from L'Amour et la Musique really likes Suntegrity, which I haven't actually seen around here in Canada. But I would really like to try that brand. And yeah, like, so French drugstore brands I really like. Clarins, Bioderma, Uriage is really good. And then, yeah, just stick to those established brands that, you know, like, I don't know, like Coppertone and shit like that. Like, I wouldn't use that on your face. Like, that stuff's just gross. Or like Banana Boat stuff. Like, yeah, they're established brands, but don't put that on. Like, don't use that. Go for brands that, like, care about skin a lot. So even, you know, do Clinique. I think the City Block one is supposed to be really good. There's one that's available in the US that Jordan Samuel recommends, that Dr. Dre recommends, that I'm pretty sure Hiren's even recommends as well, is Elta MD. And that one sounds like it's really good. So if that's available to you, go find that. Let me know what you think of that. But yeah, like, I don't think that you should get too stressed about whether you should do the physical or the chemical. Friggin' go for both and don't stress about it. Have fun. Layer in a way that feels good to you. Oh, yeah, and look at this, guys. I have another Sun Bum. It's a Sun Bum. This one is physical. I thought the other one was physical, to be honest, but I guess I wasn't paying attention whenever I bought it. This is just a little lip balm, and it's like so coconutty. It's like disgustingly coconutty. I love it. And it's water resistant. I kind of like fun products like that. Like, if it's like outdoor beachy stuff, like, I love Sun Bum because my kid's gonna love it. It seems to be good quality in terms of effectiveness. This one's made in Canada, so again, I have no idea what you would be getting in the US. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so just don't stress. Go for the brands that are established. I would say don't go for like the little hippie brands. I know. I feel really bad saying it, but it's just, it takes a lot of money to do this testing. So the big rich guys, like they're gonna have all of the funds to actually be doing the testing. And this is just my own biases, but I prefer the European brands to the big American brands. And come shop in Canada as well, because I'm pretty sure we're getting the Euro brands and not the US brands. Yeah, and I just sort of feel like a lot of the indie brands or a lot of the smaller brands, like, I haven't had very good luck with them. I'm not going to name names, but just some that I've used that are supposed to be SPF whatever, and maybe they have tint or they don't, but I've burned, and I'm in the middle of the Fitzpatrick scale, so I shouldn't be burning with an SPF 30. And yeah, I know I kind of feel bad about saying that, but it's true. Like, I much prefer that you guys just don't wreck your skin rather than, you know, use something that's not really going to work. And get a hat. If anyone finds like a cool hat that brand that they recommend, please let me know, because I'm going to be, I don't know, shopping for a hat. And yeah, so cover up, stay in the shade, enjoy life, don't stress about it. Chemical, physical, just go for it all. Just don't eat it. Don't worry about how much your skin may or may not be absorbing. All those claims, dubious. What we do know, sun, burning, bad, no. Don't. No. Listen to Mama Jess. Okay. So that was a ramble. I hope that was somewhat useful. Oh, yes, one more thing. So BB creams and CC creams don't work. They're just not very good protection. This is the Andalou. Used to love this. Totally fine if you're just kind of in and out, car here, there, blah, not really getting a lot of exposure. But if you live somewhere with actual sun, if you live somewhere where you're outside a lot, this isn't enough. This is like mall sunscreen, you guys. It's not going to cut it. So you can layer that with other stuff if you want to include something like that as a multi-prong approach. But something like that, even though it says SPF 30, that's absolutely no more protection than something like this that doesn't say how much sun protection it has, but does contain the minerals. So you do know that there is some, right? Yeah, layer it on. Just figure out a combination that you're gonna like, that you're gonna wear, that doesn't burn your skin. Like, even though I have like those 3-4 layers, I don't feel like a big greasy mess. I know it's not gonna just sweat off and into my eyes. I don't have a creepy white cast glow, which just doesn't work for me. And, you know, I'm protected, and it's time for me to actually go outside and get some sun. It's the first time it's been out in weeks here, because my whole area is in a state of emergency. We've been flooding, like crazy flooding for a while. People have like lost their homes. It's a pretty bad situation. But anyways, I'm gonna go outside and get a little bit of fresh air and some exercise. And I hope you guys do too, without fear of the sun. Just, you know, use common sense.